Well, good early evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the Neighborhood Sports Network, and continuing coverage of the Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Third game of 4 here at Miesville today. This one will feature the Hamel Hawks taking on the Rochester Royals. An opportunity here to meet the lineups for each team. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer for the lineups.
Number 4, Jackson Sun. Number 21, Nate Shoemaker. Number 41, Zachary Olson. Now the starting lineups for Hamel. Leading off, number 9 in third base, Jack Ruhr. Batting second, number 22, a shortstop, Jack Punchakar. Batting third, number 18, today's starting pitcher, Sam Westermeyer. Batting fourth, number 3, the catcher, Braden Gray. Batting fifth, number 10, at first base, Dylan Wilson. Batting sixth, number 12, in center field, Michael Jacobs. Batting seventh, number 8, at second base, Tyler Shell. Batting eighth, number 17, in left field, Andrew Leanhart. Batting ninth, number 2, in right field, Dominic Fleming. The Hamel Hawks. Now the non-starters for the Rochester Royals. Number 1, Nolan Jurgensen. Number 3, Sam Warren. Number 4, Parvin Getz. Number 5, Hayden Brown. Number 11, Alex Rudquist. Number 13, Tim Osterlund. Number 15, Adam Marshall. Number 20, Drew Lingen. Number 23, Matteo Finocchi. Number 24, Sam Schneider. Number 29, Matt Cano. Number 41, Eric Thorvalson. Number 48, Derek Lilledahl. Now starting lineups. For the Royals, leading off, number 10 in center field, Mike Mahalik. Batting second, number 19 in right field, Tate Miners. Batting third, number 6, the catcher, Logan Moline. Batting fourth, number 34, the designated hitter, Bo McClintock. Batting fifth, number 12 at first base, Drew Block. Batting sixth, number 25 in left field, Nick Pearson. Batting seventh, number 7 at third base, Alex Hollix. Batting eighth, number 9 at shortstop, Dan Lyons. Batting ninth, number 8 at second base, Jake Halverson. And on the mound, number 26, Matt Meyer. The Rochester Royals.
All right, so there you have the starting lineups. We will be back to Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville with the opening pitch of this one and get it all set for you when we return. The Minnesota State Class B Baseball Amateur Tournament on nsp.tv.
Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.
So I kind of cut over and then cut back and I'm like going right to the rain. You're looking at the radar? Oh, it'll go fast.
It's not going to be long.
It'll go fast.
But there's a bigger one behind it.
Isn't there always?
All right, so as we left you fans, the clouds just completely opened up and started dropping rain onto the field. I guess that's what clouds do when they come over. But it did not take very long for the umpires to call for the tarps to be brought out to cover home plate and the pitching mound. So we are going to start this game under a rain delay. We're not going to start this game because we are going to have a rain delay. So we will set things up for you here. And then it sounds like we're going to be a little bit of a break here, as they want to make sure that that field gets covered. So the home team here will be the Rochester Royals taking on the Hamel Hawks. For Hamel, leading off is the third baseman, number 9, Jarrett Bristol. Batting second, the shortstop, Jack Punchkar. Batting third, the pitcher, Sam Westermeyer. Batting fourth, the catcher, Braden Gray. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Dylan Wilson. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Michael Jacobs. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Tyler Schell. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Andrew Lenhart. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Dominic Fleming. For the home team, the Rochester Royals, leading off, be the center fielder, Michael Mahalik. Batting second, the right fielder, Tate Miners. Batting third, the catcher, Logan Moline. Batting fourth, designated hitter, Bo McClintock. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Drew Block. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Nick Pearson. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Alex Hollitz. Batting eighth, shortstop, Dan Lyons. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Jake Halverson. And the starting pitcher for Rochester will be number 26, Matt Meyer. So the rain is lightening up a little bit here. Probably shouldn't use the word lightening. The rain is falling in a less hard fashion than it was earlier because we do not want lightning. Lightning means at least a 30-minute delay. So hopefully this rain will subside, but for the time being, let's just take a short little break here. We'll come back and keep you abreast of the situation as soon as we find anything out ourselves. But for right now, this game is in a rain delay, and we'll be back with further information once we have it for you here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. All right, as you can see, the grounds crew starting to remove the tarps from home plate and the pitcher's rubber, pitcher's mound. But my amateur meteorologist skills is seeing a potential system behind this one, so they're probably going to pull this off. We might get this game started, but if that system continues to work its way here towards Miesville, we might just have another delay in this one. I know they got to get these games in, so we're going to play this one as long as we can, and if they have to pull the teams off again for a short little respite, we'll let another system go through. They'll do that. It doesn't look like there's much behind it, but again, the way things the way they put it on television have been unsettled. You never know when these little storms pop up every now and again, and if they keep redeveloping behind, we could find ourselves awaiting some long rain delays. Fortunately, this one is a very short one right now. They are pulling the tarps off. Both teams have taken their infield, outfield, so we should be able to just go out and begin playing baseball. But like I said, with another system behind this one, a little bit larger than the last one that came through. This was just a very unfortunate set of circumstances here for the organizers in Miesville and those who would like to see a tournament stay on schedule, because there was only one little system of rain. It couldn't have been much more than 10 miles, 15 miles in width, and it came right over the top of Jack Ruhr Field here in Miesville. So, as the grounds crew, the volunteers, and again, it takes so many people to put on this state tournament, 3 different host sites. And I was here early this morning, and there were people out working on the field long before I got here. So, a lot of hours and a lot of volunteer time, much appreciated. But that's really what town ball is all about. These towns coming together for their baseball team, and a lot of times it'll be just a local game on a Friday night, but this is the big one. This is the state tournament. We've got every pitch of every game on the Northwest Sports Network, or the Neighborhood Sports Network for you. 3rd of 4 games here in Miesville. There is action going on around the state as well. They're playing over at Dundas here in this Class B tournament. So all the Class B action takes place either in Miesville or Dundas. But then you have the Class C tournament taking place over in Faribault, as well as a smattering of games in Dundas. And then the Class A tournament takes place around the Twin Cities metropolitan area, because most of those Class A teams are represented by Twin Cities towns and sponsors. But again, you'll see all of that action right here on NSPN.TV. I'm just finishing up some grooming of the field here. And cross our fingers that this little system that's coming behind, the one that just moved through here, might either dissipate or miss Miesville. But right now it's over in top of River Falls, Wisconsin, working its way across the border into Minnesota. It's a very unusual pattern for a weather system here in this part of the country. Most of our weather systems come from the west to the east. But this one happens to be just moving in a southeasterly direction, or southwesterly direction, out of Wisconsin and into Minnesota. So looking at Rochester milling around their dugout, hoping to get out and take the field. The umpires are waiting till they're told by the grounds crew that the field is in playable condition. So, have a good look. You see the fans milling around the bleachers that are covered here by an overhang in Miesville. The bleachers down either sets of line are not covered. So as soon as that rain started, we could see the fans starting to make their way this way. I think kind of what they're talking about with one of the representatives from the MBA is, do we want to send these teams out and start, or do we want to watch this second system that is coming behind and see if it hits, because it does not appear unlikely that we are going to get hit with a little bit more of a heavy type of a downpour that you certainly can't play through. This is not going to be a washout. We will get these games in tonight. It's just a matter of how late it is going to go and how long these delays push us back. Right now, this game was scheduled for a 4:30 start, and we're just a tick or two before 5:30, so we're already an hour behind schedule due to the length of the first couple of games. In those first two games, it was the Anoka Bucks, 5-3 winners over the Cold Spring Springers. A long storied history with the Cold Spring Springers, but they are 1-0 this year in the Class B state tournament. And the Sobieski Skis in Game 2, last year's Class C champions, were ousted by the Blaine Fusion. Blaine got two-run home runs from their third baseman and used that for a 5-1 victory over Sobieski. So Sobieski, after making a run all the way through the Class C state championship last year, which features more teams than the 16 that are here in this Class B tournament, they had to move up a class because they picked up some players who put them over the allotted number of points to play in Class C. So they move up to Class B and found themselves up against a very good Blaine Fusion team that got good solid pitching and enough hitting, especially the two home runs from their big third baseman, Ryan Sutterer. And they advanced on to the round of 8, the quarterfinals. The winner of this one moves into the quarterfinals and will await the winner of the Coon Rapids Redbirds and the Chaska Redbirds. The Chaska Redbirds, those of 4 straight Class B state championships. So they're here defending, looking for 5 in a row. They'll have to go through a good field of teams here, starting with Coon Rapids. We've already seen a team from Anoka and a team from Blaine move on, so beware of those ABC district schools, Anoka, Blaine, Coon Rapids. Right now we've got Anoka and Blaine through. Can Coon Rapids potentially pull off the upset over Chanhassen? We will have to wait and see, but more importantly, it's the game at hand here. The Rochester Royals and the Hamel Hawks. They'll do battle here. Again, with hopes that we can just play right through and not have to sit through any more delays. System seems to be moving pretty quickly when it does come through. But certainly more rain than we're likely going to be able to handle and play through. We tried to play through quite a bit of rain in our first game on Friday night. That game was postponed until Sunday at 7 o'clock, where they will finish a game that sits in the top half of inning number 6 between the Prior Lake Jays and the homestanding Miesville Mud Hens. But for now, we are underway here from Miesville as the two blue-cladded teams, Rochester Royals and the Hamel Hawks, will square off here. And Matt Meyer, the big, tall, left-handed pitcher for Rochester, kind of a submarine delivery, faces Jarrett Bristol. And the called strike gets him ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meyer played at Rochester Mayo and then pitched for Boston College out in the Big East. So Rochester with a pretty good bullet in their holster here to send out the Division I level pitcher in Matt Meyer, pitching in the Big East Conference. And he delivers to Bristol, who just gets enough of it to stay alive. Catcher Logan Moline can't hang on to that one, so we stay right here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just underway here. Again, swung and chopped foul by Bristol. Bristol, high school ball at Wyzetta, no college listed. Actually, these Hamel Hawks don't have a ton of college experience. 4 of their players played their college ball at Crown College in St. Bonifacius. They do have Dylan Drees, played Division I ball at Creighton. But definitely more college experience on this Rochester Royals team. The pitch misses low, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball lifted foul. Out of play off to the right. Not a lot of fans over there in those wet bleachers. So some youngster will get a free ball to bring back to the concession stand and get his just reward. A good battle here between Jarrett Bristol and Matt Meyer. Meyer works from the stretch. Comebacker right to him, takes a couple of steps towards first. Tosses it over to Drew Block. And winning the battle in the opening at-bat is Matt Meyer, and he'll bring up Jack Punchikar, the shortstop, left-handed batter. Punchikar, Lakeville North High School. No college listed. Strike on the outside corner. Good movement on that fastball. So Meyer looks like he'll give you all sorts of angles. Little chopper to third. Played over there by Hollitz. And Hollitz fires it across the diamond. So 2 ground balls and 2 outs for Meyer and his Royals. And he'll go up against pitcher Sam Westemeyer. Westemeyer out of Wyzetta High School and St. Olaf College in Northfield. Westemeyer and Ole. A couple of MIAC teams represented on the Hamel Hawks team. They've also got a player from Augsburg, Braden Gray. Pitch misses off the outside corner to Westermeyer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball. Meyer kicks his right foot out to try to stop it, but it gets by him by a diving Halverson at second base. And into center field for the first base hit of the ball game. First base runner is Sam Westermeyer. Defensively, pitcher Meyer wants a new baseball. He'll toss it off to his catcher, Moline. Block, Halverson, Lyons at short and Hollitz at third. Pearson, Mahalik, and Miners left to right in the outfield defensively for the Royals. And the left-handed batting, Braden Gray, as I just mentioned, Armstrong High School and Augsburg College. Pitch misses off the outside corner. Lefty against lefty. Curveball. Jumping out of the way of that one was Braden Gray. But now ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Just underway here. Game 3 of 4 in the round of 16 of the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Every pitch of every game on NSPN.TV. A strike on the outside corner. Continue to try to take a peek here, and it looks like that system might be falling apart a little bit, so we may get lucky here. Chopper fouled on the third base line. Knocked down over there by the third base coach of Hamel. The Hawks. 2 ball, 2 strike count to Gray. Westermeyer really not going anywhere at first. He's 1 step off of the base. Swung on and missed. They'll have to throw it down, and it hits the runner. So with 2 outs, they do have to get that out. So a little bit of a mental error for Rochester there. Yes, with first base occupied and less than 2 outs, you do not have to throw that runner out, but even the runner, Westermeyer, he just kind of started walking his way towards second base. And the throw from the catcher, Moline, hit Gray in the back, bounded out into right field. Half of the Rochester team was halfway to the dugout. They thought that with that runner occupied, the inning was over, but with 2 outs, you got to get that out at first base. And so now it'll be Dylan Wilson to step in. Wilson, a skipper from Minnetonka High School, right-handed batter. Now has runners at first and second. Jam shot, just rolled up the first baseline. Block. Tells Meyer, I'll take this one myself. So they get out of the inning, even though they get a strikeout with 2 outs, but it doesn't turn into the 3rd out of the inning. Instead, it allows another base runner for Hamel, but Matt Meyer got it inside into the kitchen on Dylan Wilson, and he just rolled it up the first base line, and the first baseman, Drew Block, handled that one no problem. So that will do it for Hamel in the top half of the first inning. We head to the bottom half. Rochester Royals will come up with Mahalik, Miners, and Moline, the Triple M threat. We'll have it for you when we come back.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
in Miesville, Minnesota, home of the Mud Hens, but today it is the home of the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament. And our third of 4 games here on this field features the Hamel Hawks and the Rochester Royals. And Michael Mahalik steps in, face Sam Westermeyer. Strike called on the first offering to Mahalik. Mahalik, Rochester Mayo, and then the University of Illinois. So Big Ten represented. Mahalik lifts it fouled on the first base line. It clangs off the dugout above the Royals. And a no ball, 2-strike count. To the leadoff hitter, Mike Mahalik, center fielder. Both teams wearing blue uniforms here, and a swing and a foul off of the catcher. Ooh, that one hurts a little bit as Gray trying to shake that one off. Pitch was on the outside part of the plate, and Mahalik just reached out and got enough of it to stay alive, and looked like it might have gone off of the right throwing arm of the catcher, Braden Gray. So he'll be given as much time as he needs to shake that one off. But Mahalik just got enough of that one to stay alive here. And no balls and 2 strikes. Westermeyer, the right-hander. St. Olaf, as mentioned during his at-bat, and Wayzata Trojans misses low and away here. A couple of Division I players here for Rochester. Looped out into left field, and coming over is Leonard, and he gets there in time to make the catch. So Mahalik got that one out off the end of the bat. Didn't catch it right square on the barrel, and that allowed it to hang up just long enough for the left fielder Leonard to get underneath it and haul it in for the first out of the bottom half of inning number 1. Ben Tate Miners will step in. Strike on the outside corner to Miners. Caledonia High School and then Augustana College for Miners. That one's off the outside part of the plate. Even count, and a ball and a strike. Curveball on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braden Gray behind the plate. Wilson, Shell at second. Punchakar at short, and Briel at third. There's a ground ball to Punchakar. He is up with it. He tosses it on over to Wilson at first, so 2 away. Off of the ground ball, off the bat of Miners. Leonard, Jacobs, and Fleming left to right in the outfield for the Hamel Hawks. And Logan Moline, the catcher, will step in, left-handed batter. First lefty that Westermeyer will see. From the windup. Misses down low. Gray wastes no time getting that ball right back to his pitcher. It must be keeping an alert of the sky as well. Ground ball in between Shell and Wilson at second and first, and Moline has a 2-out single. And Bo McClintock, the 4th consecutive M. Mahalik, Miners, Moline, and McClintock at the top of the order here for the Royals. They stacked those M's at the top of the order. McClintock, the designated hitter. Short fly ball into shallow left. Back goes the shortstop, Punchakar, and makes the catch. So first pitch swinging McClintock pops out to shallow left field as Puchkar backpedaled a little bit, called off the left fielder and made the catch. So one complete inning of play. No score. Back to Jack Ruhr Field after this timeout.
All season long.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
And so both teams get base runners in the first inning, but neither team is able to advance a runner beyond second base as Hamel in their half of the inning had a runner at first. He struck out, and mass confusion ensued as they didn't realize that with 2 outs they had to get that runner out at first base, and the throw from the catcher Gray hit the base runner in the back. Allowed the base runner to reach first base, but then on a ground out to first base, it ended the inning. Strike called to Jacobs, and then a pitch misses. Meyer drops down 3/4 there, catches the outside corner. Jacobs, Minnetonka High School and Rockhurst University, swings and misses. So the first strikeout of the game. Make that the second strikeout as Braden Gray struck out, but then reached first when the catcher, Moline, threw it into the back of Gray. So Braden Gray has been hit in the back with a throw from his counterpart catcher and then got hit, looked like in the throwing arm on a foul tip off the bat of Mahalik, top of the first. So like any catcher, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking as Tyler Schell steps in and takes a called strike. Even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss. So Matt Meyer, the former Division I pitcher for the Boston College Eagles, working ahead in the count here. And a swing and a foul back to the screen. So Schell staying alive. Schell High School ball at Armstrong High School, Robbinsdale School District. No college listed for Schell. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Meyer. And there's 2 away here quickly. And Andrew Leanhart will step in. Meyer got the first 2 batters in the top half of the first inning as well, but then did allow 2 base runners. Leanhart reaches out for a pitch that was running away from him. Fouls it off to the right. Back behind home plate. Again, ahead in the count is Meyer. Again, works away from Leanhart and gets a swinging strike. No balls and 2 strikes here to the number 8 hitter, Andrew Leanhart. Meyer comes right after him with a fastball, but it's up in the zone, and Lienhart can't quite catch up to that one. Meyer continues to just work from the stretch here. Not wasting any pitches. Just firing fastballs. Good movement on that fastball. Not late movement, really, per se, but definitely not just a straight fastball. And with him changing his arm angle and delivery, comes inside on Lienhart there. Strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, all 3 strikeouts. 4 in the game already now for Meyer. And we are through an inning and a half. No score on the board. We'll go ahead and take a timeout here and come back to Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. You're watching the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Block. Lead things off here for Rochester. All day long, the wind is just blowing straight in from right field. Have seen some home runs go out over the big left field fence here at Jack Ruhr Field, but have not seen any balls get out to center or to right. And rolling that one over is Drew Block right to the first baseman, Wilson. He's up with it. He'll take it all by himself.
Number 25 in left field, Nick Pearson.
So Westermeyer got Block out on his front foot there. Got him to roll it over to first base. And an easy first out on a ground ball to Drew Block. Or I'm sorry, from Drew Block. To the first baseman, Dylan Wilson. And ball low on 1-0, so 2 balls and no strikes now to Nick Pearson. Pearson, Rochester Century High School in Ellsworth for the college. Ground ball right over the bag at third. Rounding first and then running the ball out in left field was Lienhart. So looked like Pearson was out of the box right away and was going to head for second. So I doubt that they're going to charge an error on Lienhart for overrunning that ball. I think it's going to be ruled a straight double for Pearson. And Alex Hollitz will stand in. Left-handed batting third baseman now has a runner out at second base. Kind of a get-me-over fastball there from Westermeyer. Catches the letters, so strike one. Punchakar kind of sneaking in behind the base runner and noticing that. Hollitz tries to shoot one over the opposite way, but sends it well foul down the third base line. So a big hole out there between the shortstop Punchakar, who's trying to keep Pearson a little bit closer to second base. And a swing and a miss. So strike 3 on Hollitz. Went off speed, and Hollitz just took a big cut at that one. swung through it. So the first strikeout of the game for Westemeyer. And it'll bring up the shortstop, Dan Lyons. Lions, Rochester Century, and then the University of Minnesota. So another Division I level player here on this Rochester team. Strike on the outside corner. So Westermeyer doesn't look like he has overpowering stuff, but really doing a good job of working that plate in and out, up and down. Working from the stretch with Pearson at second base. Ground ball knocked down on one hop. Getting to one knee is the second baseman Shell, and he gets Lyons. So with the right-handed batter up there, Lyons was trying to keep Pearson closer to second base, and that ground ball looked like it might be targeted for right field, but Shell got over, knocked it down, got up to one knee and fired a strike over to Wilson to end the top half, the bottom half of inning number 2. So we remain scoreless here through 2 innings of play. Hamel and Rochester trying to get as much baseball in as they can before what looks like here is going to be another rain delay heading our direction. Unfortunately, that system looks like it's targeted right for Miesville. According to the radar that I'm looking at, it should be about another 15 to 20 minutes when it would start getting into our area here. So these teams hustling in, hustling out. Not going to beat the rain by any stretch of the imagination, but I know it would be disappointing for either of these starting pitchers to have to sit through a long rain delay and likely not be able to come out and pitch again after the delay. But Dominic Fleming will step in. Fleming, Maple Grove High School. Again, no college listed for Fleming. He lays down a bunt. Myers going to bare hand that one and just kind of flick it over towards block.
Jack Ruhr. Just a reminder, once again, fans, please return any foul balls to the concession stand for a cash reward. All foul balls
So Fleming
stand for a cash reward.
tried to bunt his way. He had to try to get that one past the pitcher, Meyer, and he just didn't bunt it hard enough to do so. Meyer, good athletic play there, though, to pick it up, and really was kind of an awkward throw. It was more like a flip than it was a throw, but he did so accurately to his first baseman block, and out number 1 of this top half of the 3rd inning is recorded. Strike called, and then a fastball that runs out of the strike zone. Evens the count to Jarrett Bristol. A 1-1. Bristol with a swing and a miss. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Meyer works quickly. Is the one thing you do see here in amateur baseball. Those pitchers don't dawdle around with that baseball and walk around. They get it, they show that rubber, and they're ready to go. In this case, Meyer fires a fastball that Bristol stays alive, fouling it back and out of play to the right. Curveball. Bristol able to just get enough on that one to stay alive as it headed over towards that Rochester Royal dugout. So we try it again here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Going up in the zone is Meyer, and Bristol catches up with it. So at 1-2, wouldn't be surprised to see Moline call for something really up and out of the zone, maybe up at the eye level of Bristol, because they do seem to have him in swing mode right now. He drops down, sounded like a broken bat, out to the shortstop. Lyons quick throw from Lyons because that ball was not hit very hard. Sounded like the bat broke there. And taking a quick look at that was Bristol as he headed back to the dugout. See if he'll need a new piece of lumber next time he comes up. But Jack Punchakar will now step in. Lefty against lefty matchup. Riding fastball in on the hands of Punchakar, and he's able to fight it off, but just fouls it off down that third baseline. Rolls across Highway 61. Let's hope that those kids going to chase that ball give it the left, right, left look for cars coming down that freeway. While we watch them, Punchakar falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. See what Meyer does here. If he drops down, it kind of goes up high. Excuse me, swing from Punchakar, but gets a piece of it to stay alive at no balls and 2 strikes. So Meyer struck out the side in the second, but 2 ground ball outs here in the third. Really has just come out firing nothing but strikes in this top half of the third inning. Punchakar able to, again, just to get enough of that one to stay alive. 4 pitches and 4 strikes, 3 of them foul balls. Chopper to third. Lyons is going to have to make a real strong throw here, and he does. Dug out of the dirt nicely by Block at first base. So Lyons went to his right, knew he had to make a strong throw. Did so. It was a short one-hopper, and the first baseman, Drew Block, with a nice scoop. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, and 7 in a row sat down now by Matt Meyer. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 3 with no score.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Right, Sam Westermeyer matching his counterpart Matt Meyer with zeros on the scoreboard. Matt Meyer ahead 3-2 at this point, so Rochester's sending up 9-1-2 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Try to get something on the board before this lightning or this rain delay hits. We are in the bullseye. According to the radar that I'm looking at, Halverson takes a called strike from Westermeyer. Curveball in there as well, so a fastball in for a strike, then a curveball. Sam Westermeyer ahead of the number 9 hitter, Jake Halverson. 0-2, comes right at him, swing and a miss. No waste pitch there. Did spot it well on the outside corner. A little bit of a defensive swing by Halverson, just trying to stay alive, but swung right through it. And strikeout number 2 recorded for Westermeyer, and now it's Michael Mahalik. Curveball in there for a strike. Westermeyer looked like he's gaining confidence here with each pitch that he throws. Lifted up in the infield. Calling off the second baseman Shell is the first baseman Wilson, and he puts it away. Two quick outs here in the bottom half of the third inning, and Tate Miners will step in. Miners grounded out to Punchakar at shortstop in his first at-bat in the first inning. 2 hits on the board for Rochester, 1 for Hamel. No score on the board. 1 error. It's been charged against the catcher of Rochester for throwing it into the back. Another runner going down first base. And 3 balls and no strikes now to Tate Miners. Trying to get on base here for Logan Moline. Moline has one of the 2 hits in the game for Rochester, but calls strike 1 right down Broadway. So at 3 balls and 1 strike, Miners probably trying to zone something up here against Westermeyer. And a strike right on the outside corner. Miners, college ball at Augustana. Goes one over to short. Tough play for the shortstop Punchakar there. Looks like he was even trying to set his feet to make a strong type of a throw to get Miners. I'm going to be really surprised they do charge him with an error. I thought that even if he fields that, I am not sure that he's going to be able to throw out Miners at first base, but they say that he probably could have, would have with a good throw. So second error of the game, first on each team. This one charged to the shortstop Punchakar of the Hamel Hawks. And Logan Moline, the catcher, takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Shallow left field, trickling back into foul territory goes the third baseman Briel. And he makes the catch. Jarrett Bristol had to go into foul territory to make that catch, but retreated nicely and got underneath it and made the catch. So, through 3 innings of play, no score. So Meyer and Westermeyer continue to match zeros.
MBA tournament games, also prep games, and MIAC and NSIC sports as well. Town Ball night with the Twins is September 10th when they take on the Cleveland Guardians. To join in the celebration at Target Field, go to twinsbaseball.com/townball.
Well, nice pitchers duel brewing here in this one between Matt Meyer and Sam Westermeyer. Just 3 hits in the game, 2 errors, 1 charge to each team. 3, 4, and 5 scheduled here for the Hamel Hawks.
The Hawks are in the top half of the 4th inning now, batting the pitcher Sam Westermeyer.
And so Westermeyer, right-handed batter, he singled. He owns the only hit of the game so far for the Hamel Hawks. And the curveball misses outside from Meyer. Meyer again drops down, goes a little sidearm. Got that in on the hands of Westermeyer. Westermeyer fights it off, but fouls it right back to the screen. Drops down again, but that one runs away from Westermeyer and also runs away from the strike zone. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Slow curve. Coming in onto the hands or to the outside part of the plate. Westermeyer reaches out the hands and tries to shoot it down the right field line, but really difficult. A lot of room down that first base line, though, if Westermeyer could hit something that way. There's a lot of room. Now Meyer just misses inside with that fastball, so we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Westermeyer trying to get a leadoff runner on base for Hamel. Stays alive. So battling his counterpart. They've battled to zeros so far in the scoreboard. Westermeyer got the better of Meyer in his first at-bat with a base hit, but he was stranded at second base when Dylan Wilson grounded out. There's a little looping line drive out into center field. Sam Westermeyer 2 for 2 on the day. It's a leadoff base runner here for Hamel. Left-handed batting, Braden Gray steps in. Certainly, given the score and the situation, even though Gray is the number 4 hitter in the order, lefty-lefty situation here, would be very surprised to not see him put down a bunt, but he's swinging away on the first offering. So Gray, the Augsburg Augie, not intending to just try to move that base runner up to second with a sacrifice bunt. He was swinging away on that first offering from Meyer. So let's see if maybe he had one opportunity to put the ball in play, and now with 1 strike behind in the count, if maybe they don't ask him to lay down a bunt here. The number 4 hitter in the order might not be his forte, and certainly does not appear to be the case as he hacks away again at the 0-1 offering and chops it foul behind the home plate. So no balls and 2 strikes on Braden Gray, and he flails at a curveball off the plate. Not really a good at-bat for Braden Gray there.
First baseman Dylan Wilson.
3 pitches, fouled the first 2 off, and then swung at a curveball well outside of the strike zone and did not do the job of moving Sam Westermeyer at least up to second base in scoring position, because it appears that there may not be a lot of runs scored in this one the way these 2 pitchers are going. But as I mentioned earlier, I don't think we're very far away from the very distinct possibility of a fairly reasonable rain delay. Strike called to Dylan Wilson, so no balls and 2 strikes. As we look at the weather radar here, it doesn't look like the system is very far away, and as I say that, the rain starts to drop. Check swing by Wilson, and they say no, he didn't go. So at 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 away here. The rain is starting to slowly fall, and it's not going to be long before that slow fall is a fairly sizable rain. I'm sure they will call the tarp back out again, but we play on. Wilson chops it foul down the third base line. We stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, ground ball to second. This could be 2, but it's bobbled at second base. They're going to get 1, but that was a tailor-made double play, a hard ground ball right at the second baseman, Halverson, but he bobbled it, which did not allow a clean handoff to the shortstop Lyons. Recovered in time to get the runner at second base, but what could have, should have been an inning-ending double play turns into just a force out. And we'll keep things alive here for Michael Jacobs, center fielder. Jacobs struck out in his first at-bat. Fouls 1 back to the screen. Rain starting to come down just a little bit harder now. Little hippity hop out of the way of that pitch, down and in by Jacobs. One and one. Slow curve is chopped up that first baseline, but it's going to go foul. They'll need to take that one out of play. I'm sure this grass is getting very wet, so any ball that is in the grass is going to be difficult for a fielder to handle or the pitcher, so they'll continue to dry those balls off and try to keep at least a dry ball in play at the start of the pitch. Ground ball to first, easily handled over there by Block. He'll take it himself. So the no out leadoff single by Westermeyer is stranded at first base. Still no score through 3.5, and here comes the grounds crew as they anticipate this rain to come through this area. We will definitely be in a little bit longer rain delay than we had earlier this evening, the start of this game, as this cell is a little bit bigger than the one that came through earlier. So they'll get the tarp out onto the field. We will go on to our second rain delay of this game. Again, we'll try to keep you abreast as we get further information, but at this point, stand by for a rain delay, and we'll take a break here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Come back and update you with information periodically during this rain delay.
spit on your hands. Dirty. What with the spit on your hands? Classy group of guys.
It doesn't look like it's going to stop if that's what's coming.
No, but it's like this. It's just coming out like hard.
No.
It starts pouring. Yeah, we might have some.
And they say it's already. I don't know what they do because they got games at 11, 1:30, 4:30, and 7 tomorrow. Already at all three. But we can get a fit back. Chip chance had any rain, but the last 2 days it's probably underwater. We can fish out there.
Yeah, there you go. Not a fishing competition.
Yeah.
Doing your warm-up?
We can practice. Should be a home I mean, it should be that way. Otherwise, there's no reason to. It should be the height. I would think. I mean, that makes sense. That's what normally. But then again, there's a lot of stuff in the station that doesn't make sense. Like us at hitting and them not communicating that the game before us was. You would think like someone would send a message to the contact for our team like, hey, it's in a delay, no need to rush. I'm an outfielder. You what?
I don't have this on since I was 12.
Yeah. I feel like this happens every fucking like we're always in a goddamn rainbow. Like we can never just show up, be here for 15 minutes like we're supposed to before they get, and then play. At least we haven't like these pitchers. Like if they sit like as you get older, like Meyer's fucking old. Like you sit for 45 minutes. Well, the game this morning pushed everything back. Coltrane got upset by no drop, but Coltrane gave up 18 hits. So like there was base run, like and then Coltrane had like 8 themselves, so there was just base runners galore. 5-3, 5-2. Anoka left 15 guys, man. And Moorhead. No, Coltrane was a 2. Moorhead was a 1. Moorhead put up 22 runs on him last week. Moorhead scored 22 runs in the game. Wow. Just see more of its outfits being able to do that. I don't know, unless they... never know. That one guy. That's something yeah, 500. What is Diego doing? There's some water starting to form out there. Thank God we're not hosting.
Every year.
Late. There's already a game scheduled for 11.
Oh, my wife said this?
Yeah. Sorry. She just dropped it off.
Oh, God.
They said anything to you about why they haven't posted the site for the round
That's
2
why,
games?
I guess it's a windbreaker.
The second round games.
It'll be here. It's here. Everything's here except for the championship.
After today, after this weekend,
Yeah, everything's here. All B stuff is here.
What? And then the bracket shows.
Really? Oh, maybe like a bracket. Maybe okay. That's what I was told.
It's like championships. And
Yeah, everything except for the championship.
Gotcha.
Everything's here.
Yeah, championship, Dundas, and Monday would be Faribault.
Which makes no sense. You play all
So it's
tournaments.
two single elimination, and then double in Final Four.
Yeah. So you got to win your first two.
Yeah, so, okay, so let's see. So,
More like one. Oh, we won't be the home team next week. It's already preset. Is that? Oh, maybe not. They just have the game. I thought that said an 8.
I think we still.
Maybe they don't set up until they see who wins and then go from there. It should be high seed. That would make no sense. There we go. Looks like it's trying to lighten up. I'm so glad I don't have to do a single field thing on the field. Makes me so happy. I go fucking work.
Normally, you just play a single game at home, right? Just play doubles, right?
Where else? I'm out.
I just say break each Sunshine in the other part.
Oh, yeah.
It's too bright. They actually had to delay the game because it's too bright.
It's scheduled for 30 minutes. Yeah, I would guess with this weather and the late, we'll try to go as quick as possible. Now they have to do enough to let you let people warm up, let both teams take IO. So each team gets, I think it's 12 minutes for IO, so that's 24 minutes. And even if they started IO instantly, they got to flip the field, so I don't think you can get it ready more than a half hour. Jugsy had his baby.
I know. Monday evening, ghosted everybody at work.
Really?
Well, like, so he messaged me, Garrett, and then our boss. At like, Monday, he was like, oh, we're heading to the hospital. So, okay, sure, I'm good. Texted him later on that night, like, everything going good? No response. Next day, we're all like, has anybody heard anything? No. So I texted him again the next night, and finally he then like responded and like, "Look, born this." And just like responded and said like, "All good." Like,
All good.
I get you don't want to like send a picture or like get the name, maybe
Yeah.
do a post or something like that. You just want to say like,
At
all
least,
good. Like,
at least so that we don't have to sit and think like, what happened? Like,
so much last night. It was like 4 days later, he got called from his dad.
hey, Michael, yeah, he's out the deep end, yeah. Yeah, at least tell me like healthy.
Right.
Born healthy. Perfect. I'm not gonna ask another question. Like,
I talked to him last night for a little bit. Maybe he was just sleeping in his arms or whatever.
oh,
I think
when did
are-
they go home? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Probably Wednesday. It's like Rochester, well. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Who's throwing for Hamel? Westermeyer? Yeah. Righty, I think. Westermeyer. Yep.
A lot of
Yeah. I think Jared's hoping Hamel wins. So he doesn't have to play his. He was on their team last year in the state tournament. He had a double off of you. Yeah. Apparently. Jared, he played for Rod. He was their, I think he was their starting left fielder last year for them.
This is the part that would suck about hosting the state tournament. Like, we would have to stick around and like take care of the field all weekend when it rains, and like in between innings we're running out.
It's a shit ton of work. That's why Chan will never put in for one. I mean, you live up at the ballpark for 3 weekends.
Yeah. It already feels like that anyways, just because of all the rain delays we see.
Yeah. It stopped and now it's starting again.
We'll let Chaska handle all of it. Close enough to home field.
I'm gonna be honest though, we've been spoiled the last 3 years of state. Like how close it is, Shakopee and Chaska. And then having to, I guess it's the
This isn't bad for me.
This is like what?
This is the farthest one is 35 minutes.
Of the 3 parks or whatever.
Well,
So yeah, you're getting your...
Dundas probably 25, Faribault's 30, and this is 35. Not bad at all.
This is probably closer than Indian Olympic. Both the same?
All of them are closer. Chan's 40.
Is that what it is? Well, Noah was like 10 minutes from here.
Litchfield was the farthest one, was far for you, though.
Dassel.
The Dassel, Litchfield,
Well,
showing
when I
up.
lived in Eden Prairie that year.
Oh, that's
So
right.
that year I lived in EP, the year that it was Dassel, Maple Plain,
Oh, Maple Plain, okay.
and Delaware. And then in 2020 we lived in Minnetonka and it was in Shakopee. That was ours. And then last year it was a fight. We were in Lakeville, but they were out in Amber, Chaska,
So it's the
all
35
of ours
minutes.
had to be Hamburg. Why wouldn't we have to go to Hamburg every day?
As long as you're not in the third base dugout in the middle of the day.
Should we change it to a game where we're back to people that are watching? Just keep switching it back and forth. It's this guy right here. Just start talking. Just throw in the headset and it's going to give him a pregame show of what to expect. God, how many freaking times are they going to show our home runs?
Do we have that thing on mute? Is there any way we can check that?
Check. I was cool. Yeah.
So I sit down with everybody, his wife, guys that he knew from before. So we got 2 open spots at our table. Everybody sit down, we tell people to sit down. I kept asking Walter, hey, how come your name tag doesn't have a year on it? Didn't get it. But I was like, all right, I can say this. Like, I'm so far out of high school, it doesn't matter one bit. I just figured I was taking a stand right there. But it's pitched from a super team.
What?
Yeah, like when they're getting slaughtered, they'll go in there and pitch just 2 innings.
It's kind of impressive.
I know. He was like, that makes fun of me, sound like you're like 52 now. And I was like, hey,
at least you can get your arm to do this.
That wouldn't be the slowest pitch in the MLB this year. Like, that's something to be proud of. Yeah, I can't believe that hit. That's unbelievable.
Wow. Being able to still throw 52 at that age.
I'm not throw it all.
Yeah.
No, I just hope I can even put on pants.
Wipe my ass. I want to be able to still touch my penis. Would they have a speaker there? A couple people spoke.
So they had, initially he came in and took everybody's picture. And then they just sort of had like, I don't know, 30 minutes of sort of mingle. And then we had dinner. And then they had, so Bill Wilson, who I think was coaching this for played for his coach now. So he was kind of like the MC. So he talked for 10, 15 minutes. And then they had
Jim Eisman played a single stage.
Yeah, they had those guys. Each chatted.
Just about what Tom Ball meant to them and stuff.
Just really cool. Pretty awesome. Nobody else has this type of, base baseball fan. And then after that, they did like a group picture. So it wasn't like anything crazy. Nobody had to get up and speak or anything. It was just like they didn't put you on the spot.
State board members were probably there when they were. Was it open bar?
Need to update all the viewers out
Need me to change it?
I'll slide down one minute.
All right.
Thanks. Well, we do have some activity out on the field, fans. The system seems to have worked its way through the Miesville area, and again, very amateur meteorology skills at work here, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot behind this one. So I think we are going to be playing baseball fairly soon, hopefully. So just to recap, we are in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And Rochester and Hamel are locked in a scoreless duel here as Sam Westermeyer and Matt Meyer, the respective starting pitchers for Hamel and Rochester, matching zeros on the scoreboard. But with this delay, it seems unlikely that either of them will be out here and be able to pick up the pitching, because by the time this is said and done, we're probably looking at a 45-minute to maybe an hour rain delay, and that's just very difficult for an arm to recover. They're doing everything in their power to try to get this field dried up and ready for play. They're using field rakes. They've got a backpack blower out there at first base blowing that rain. We got quite a bit of rain here in a short amount of time. So the only thing you can say good about that is if you're in charge of the concession sales, you probably just had about a 45-minute to an hour long nice little rush of sales going on in the concession stand. But as far as baseball is concerned, unfortunately, the second time that this game has fallen underneath a rain delay. But the good news is, looking like really almost blue skies coming from where that system just came through this area in Miesville. Almost felt a little bit like Charlie Brown's Buddy Schroeder here. There was one little system that came through, and both of them, little red blotches, put Miesville right in its bullseye and dropped more rain than they probably got 10 miles from here. They probably never even got a drop of rain as close as 10 miles from here. But unfortunately for us here at Jack Ruhr Field, we are dealing with the brunt of what was in that little system of rain onto this field. And as you're able to watch here, they're doing everything they can to try to get this field ready for play. I count at least up to 9 people out there either raking or blowing, or as you can see the man out just past the pitcher's mound supervising, explaining to people the best way to get it done. But it's starting to look more and more like a ball field. And Hamel and Rochester will pick things up here. Bottom half of inning number 4 for Rochester. Bo McClintock, Drew Block, and Nick Pearson will be the scheduled batters. And so, as they continue to clear the field, we will take a little break here, let you watch the action, so that'll let you know when we're getting closer to these teams getting back out to play. And at that point, hopefully, the next time we'll be talking to you, it'll be calling baseball. So join us back here at Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville once we get baseball back underway. Well, looks like the field is starting to shape up here. We should not be much longer before we can play baseball. And taking a look around, especially at the direction where those two little pop-up systems came from, there is nothing but blue skies. So once they can get this field ready for play, we will get these teams back out. I'm not sure how much warm-up time they'll give them because we do have another game on tap here tonight. That was a scheduled start time of 7:30, and we're already into the 7 o'clock hour here. So that's definitely going to be a much later start than what it was originally scheduled for, because we are just in the top half of inning number 4 here of the third of 4 games here at Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. Now, some of you may be enjoying other tournament action at this time. The report is sunny skies and baseball being played in Dundas and Faribault. But we drew the short straw here in Miesville. We got the one set of 2 pop-up showers that came through and dumped quite a bit of rain in not that long amount of time. Certainly make it a challenge for this field, especially after the rain that we got last night, which caused the official postponement of a game, the game between Miesville and Prior Lake. So this field already somewhat saturated, now getting more rain on top of it. Fortunately, they did anticipate, and they got home plate and the pitcher's mound covered very quickly. So they continue to work on the field. And we should be back fairly shortly with some play-by-play action for you here from Miesville, Minnesota in the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament. We'll talk to you shortly, hopefully, with baseball action.
Where's the delay graphic? I gotta throw it up really quick. Oh, yeah.
I've got it. I did a 5-team, no run first inning. I did 5-team, no run, and yes, I did yes. And I'm 3 for 3 on the first 3. I did the Braves, second down, and I did yes on the third game. I didn't do that. I've got Padres Nationals and Dodgers Marlins. So if I hit the next 2, it's a $200 winner on that. These next 2, they hit them, didn't they? $20 in the 200. $20, win 200. Yeah. I'm 3 for 3 so far. If I get one of the next 2, I double my money. I will, yeah.
A little bit of college.
You're getting a they double your money your first entry. I got $53. So I turned $100. Price fix. So like I can go like all these games for like strikeouts, you can go over under on different strikeouts or person you can hit your football. So it's all like just literally fantasy baseball, but not drafting a team. You have to do at least two picks. But, no, not a day, but like I can't just do one with first and second over under. Like you have to go two people, two selections to make your pick. Get the helicopter. They had that on Celtic picture 2 weekends ago. They brought a helicopter out and had it like hovering over the field. Yeah. In that direction. Cross the brain, but never stay
I suppose it's yeah. I suppose it's wet.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Notice how I moved everything?
Yeah.
So lefty-loosey?
Yes, lefty-loosey, good. And then he can still see what his shot looks like. So. Yeah, let me just take a picture of the... So I still have to use their password to get onto the, like, hook up that to it. That hotspot is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, no, that's right. You shouldn't need this.
All right,
That's
yeah,
the Wi-Fi.
That was if I was standing around here.
When your computer recognizes that Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi will tell you what the password is.
Oh, perfect. This came in really handy just now. Found that in the parking lot. Yeah, this morning when I woke up. When I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to keep this till tonight. So, have you said anything to him about maybe going home or? Yeah, let's just see how it goes. So the purple team is back on the field, right?
Oh, that's blue. They're both blue. The previous team was the purple team.
Oh. I just saw one of the reds saying that this has to end first, and then the red teams can play.
Yeah, keep
Not like we're gonna shave or anything this weekend.
no. Keep pulling out my sunglasses like my reading glasses like they're sunglasses.
You could use a pair of sunglasses.
Never even thought about it.
You want me to go get those out of the tree? Do we have a pair of sunglasses? Yeah, we got those blue. You want to go grab those?
What's that?
You want me to go grab those sunglasses?
Come back.
How are you gonna wear them with your reading glasses?
I don't know. I'll have a carrot. That'll help my eyes.
I only put them in that bag and it started to sweat.
I hope they just send them back out to play, that they don't have a big warm-up period. Well, they'll continue to work on the field here. It looks like it's getting very, very close to being playable. Certainly no standing water left. They're pulling out every possible resource and stop that they have. It looks like they're using a seed spreader to spread diamond dry all over the infield. I think that's the actual idea of a spreader of that, to shoot diamond dry out of it, but you do what you got to do to try to get a field ready to play baseball. At this point, we've now experienced 3 different rain delays. One on Friday night that caused the postponement of a game that have to be picked up from its suspended spot Sunday at 7. That's the game against the homestanding Miesville Mudhens, leading 6-1 over the Prior Lake Jays. When we pick up action in that one, Prior Lake will have the bases loaded, 2 outs in the top half of inning number 6, and now here we had about a 15 to 20 minute delay prior to the start of this game, and then we got 3.5 innings in. Identical line scores on the board, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for both teams so far in this one between Hamel and Rochester. Rochester will be due up in the bottom half of the 4th inning when they finally do deem this field suitable for play. You might notice that the irony here, the biggest problem we're going to have as we restart this game is the sun shining in our eyes after about a 45-minute to an hour-long rain delay. And actually, at this point, we're well over an hour into the rain delay. Our next biggest problem is going to be the sun shining in our eyes. Welcome to Minnesota in the late summer, folks. Don't like the weather? Stick around for a half an hour. It's likely to change. But right now, it doesn't look like there's any precipitation that we need to be worried about throughout the rest of this evening and into tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be 80 degrees, a little more muggy than we've had here the last couple of days, as they say the storm system moves its way out of there and a little bit of muggy moisture behind it, but no precipitation, which at this point we all very much welcome. So the field work continues. It looks like they've now got the rakes out to try to drag that diamond dry around the spots where it wasn't. I did take a short little walk around the field, and it's somewhat of a clay-based field, so there's really not a whole lot of place for that water to go when you get this much moisture in it in a 24-hour period like we have seen. So really it's just a matter of moving that water around using the resources that you have, including many bags of diamond dry, which will hasten that drying process. As I look in the outfield, it does look like Matt Meyer is playing catch over there with one of his teammates. So I know amateur baseball is quite a bit different than high school, college, and even the professional ranks, where you kind of pretty much use everyone and everything at your disposal. And you don't think you would ever see a high school or college pitcher get sent back out there to throw after an hour-plus long rain delay, but it looks like Matt Meyer might just be testing that arm to see if he can't go. I guess at this point you figure it's state tournament time. They don't play again until next weekend. So it is possible that they are going to send Matt Meyer back out, and I look over and see one of the representatives from the MBA, the Minnesota Baseball Association, giving a thumbs up to the Hamel dugout, which I'm hoping means take the field, Hamel. And here we go. The Hamel Hawks, to a rousing round of applause from the fans who have stuck around here through this hour-plus long rain delay. Are more than happy to see ball players back out onto the field. And I surmised incorrectly. It looks like Sam Westermeyer and potentially Matt Meyer, who was playing catch in the outfield before they sent the team, the Hamel team, out into the field, was playing catch. So it's possible that we will be seeing Westermeyer and Meyer, who have matched each other pitch for pitch here through the first 3.5 innings of this one. So as we look to go to the bottom of the 4th inning and get this fired up, I'm sure they'll give Westermeyer as many warm-up pitches as he feels he needs after that long break. Well, it looks like signal has been given from the catcher. Braden Gray, but he's going to throw it down to second. Won't be long, I don't think, until the lights will be on here at Jack Ruhr Field. But for now, we're ready to go, and Bo McClintock will step in here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. One of these two teams looking to try to break through. Westermeyer picks up right where he left off, firing strike 1 to McClintock. McClintock popped out to shortstop in his first at-bat. Curveball, big swing by McClintock, and a miss. So no balls and 2 strikes now. Nobody out here, just back underway after about an hour and 15-minute rain delay. Pitch misses off the outside corner. Trying to get McClintock. Maybe a little anxious here after the rain delay. 2 quick strikes, and then tried to get him to chase something outside the zone. Sweeping curveball from Westerman there. Misses one away, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chopper up the third base line. Going to be a tough play. No chance here to get McClintock as a charging Bristol barehanded it. Fired it over to Wilson, but basically a swinging bunt by Bo McClintock there. And let's see here if number 5 hitter in the order for the Rochester Royals, the first baseman Drew Block, is asked to lay down a bunt and move a base runner up. Really, these teams need to try to move these runners up, and the pitch is pulled back from Gray. Braden Gray is just asking the home plate umpire, where did that pitch miss? And maybe didn't even Block try to bunt that one. Excellent bunt by Block. Going to take a good throw, and the runner and the catcher and the third baseman collide, and that leaves third base wide open. Gray could not come up with the throw because basically his own third baseman, Bristol, cut his feet out from underneath him. It's going to be a base hit bunt, and with third base unoccupied, a very alert Bo McClintock took off for third base and won the race between he and the shortstop, Puchikon, and got into third base. So a ball that doesn't go any more than 20 feet in front of home plate gets runners at first and third for Rochester here right out of the rain delay. And Nick Pearson swinging away, fouls one, backing out of play. So Block laid down a beautiful bunt, charging the third baseman Bristol, gave way to Gray but couldn't stop his momentum and took the feet out from under Gray. So Gray could not make a throw to first, and the shortstop Puchikon was covering second when McClintock saw that. He took off for third and made it safely. 1-1 count as a pitch missed high, and now a curveball spins outside. So our first real big threat of the game here belongs to the Rochester Royals. First and third, nobody out. 2-ball, 1-strike count on the number 6 hitter, Nick Pearson. And strike on the outside corner. Infield is in for Hamel. Shortstop Puchikon in on the grass. Second baseman Shell just one step behind. They are holding the runner on at first. Ground ball to third. It's knocked down. Going to try to get the runner at first, and they do. So good strong throw from Bristol as he knocked that ground ball down. He kind of took a peek over at McClintock as that ball came his direction. Had only one play, and that was to first. Fired a strike across the diamond to Wilson. Wilson with a nice stretch reached out, and they just nipped Nick Pearson hustling down the line. It does move the runner block up to second, so now second and third, one out here. Now all the infield is in. Bristol and Wilson even at the bags at third and first. Punchikon actually a step inside of the grass at short, and Shell even with the grass at second. And a strike called to Alex Hollitz. Left-handed hitting third baseman. Chops one fouled on the third base line, so no balls. 2 strikes ahead in the count. Is Westerman trying to work his way out of this jam. Leadoff single, infield variety for McClintock. Then an excellent bunt by Block. Got runners at first and third with alert base running from McClintock. Ground out to third, moved runners up to second and third. 1 away. And that 0-2 pitch is fouled back, and Sam Westerman patted himself on the chest to his catcher, Braden Gray, saying, "That's my bad. That's not a good 0-2 pitch there." He left that in the zone, and now a late swing from Hollitz just gets a piece of it. Again, 0-2 pitch right down the heart of the plate. So Westerman, after acknowledging that he did not make a good 0-2 pitch to Hollitz, comes right back with another pitch down the heart of the plate, and Hollitz was just a little bit late with the swing. Got a piece of it to stay alive. But let's see if they try to get Hollitz to chase. No, once again, just challenging right down the heart of the plate is Sam Westerman. And again, Hollitz fouls that one off. So 5 pitches and 5 strikes here to Alex Hollitz, but he is battling away with Westerman. That one misses off the outside corner. So good take there by Hollitz. He's kind of in swing mode there. Pitched off the outside part of the plate. Pretty tough to let that one go, but Hollitz, good discipline. Try to get a better one here at 1-2, and that one comes in and hits Hollitz. McClintock heads for home, but he's going to get sent back to third base because that ball is dead. After that breaking ball just kept breaking in at the feet of Alex Hollitz. So getting ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, even with a base open at first. At that point, Hamel decided to get aggressive and go after Hollitz. He's spoiled 3 pitches from Westerman, and Westerman missed outside and then tried to spin a curveball inside on Hollitz, and it hit Hollitz on the back foot. He got his first base, but in this situation, that does load the bases up, so set up a force at any base here for Hamel defensively. Bring up Dan Lyons. Lyons lifts it deep to left field. Going back is Lienhart. He makes the catch in foul territory, easily tagging and scoring the first run of the game is McClintock. So it'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Dan Lyons. But this crowd had to peer out and see if maybe that ball wasn't going to stay fair and catch part of that big fence out there in left field, but good hustle by the left fielder, Leanhart. He was able to run it down, make the catch. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI. The first run of the game is on the board. It belongs to the Rochester Royals. It's 1-0. Runners remained at first and second base. Block at second. Hollett's at first. And the left-handed batting, Jake Halverson will step in, takes ball one. Now another ball that just misses off the outside part of the plate. So 2 balls and no strikes. Halverson, number 9 hitter in the order, was a strikeout victim, leading off the bottom half of the third inning. Seems like about a month and a half ago of Sundays, but it was actually just 1 inning ago. Strike called to Halverson. Even the counter and make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Right down Broadway with the 2-1 pitch, and Halverson takes at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So obviously Halverson was looking for something other than a fastball right down the middle of the plate there. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little looper out into shallow left field. On comes the left fielder, Leanhart, and makes the catch. So a couple of nice running catches by the left fielder, Andrew Leanhart, is able to get Hamel out of the inning, giving up just the 1 run. But Hamel is the first one to blink here and gives up a run to Rochester in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We'll go to the top half of the 5th, and it does look like Matt Meyer is strolling out there. He will continue to try to toil here in this one. And he's been staked to a 1-run lead. 1-0 here, heading to the top of the 5th, and it's back to Miesville after this word on.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Tyler Schell steps in, 7, 8, and 9. And again, right out of the delay, Matt Meyer comes out firing strikes. Foul ball back and out of play by Tyler Schell. Schell struck out part of that 2nd inning where Matt Meyer struck out the side. Batters 6, 7, and 8. For the Hamel Hawks. And a swing and a miss at the 0-2 offering, and it's a quick strikeout of Tyler Schell.
Now batting the left fielder, Andrew Leanhart.
6 strikeouts in the game now for Meyer. Again, Meyer pitched in the Big East Conference for the Boston College Eagles. Big left-handed pitcher. Bunt laid down. Going to take a strong throw to get him, and he does. So the big left-hander, Meyer, pounced off the mound, picked it up, stepped through, and got Andrew Leanhart, who laid down a beautiful bunt, but a better play defensively by the pitcher, Matt Meyer, helping his own cause here. Sometimes you see that pitcher who can pinpoint a strike to a catcher's glove, but a throw like that might airmail out into center field, but no such problem for Matt Meyer. He fired a strike over there to block at first. And got Leonhardt hustling down the line, and now Dominic Fleming step in. Fleming tried to bunt his way on, leading off the third, but a good play by Meyer in that one as well. Meyer catches the outside corner. Wow, that is basically an unhittable pitch right there, especially with a wood bat. So Meyer dropping down sidearm fastball that's running away from a right-handed hitter and catches the outside corner. Really, all Dominic Fleming could do is let that one go by and hope to maybe see a better one in this at-bat, because that one might have stung the hands even if he'd have got a bat on it. Now going upstairs is Meyer, but Fleming lays off, takes it for ball one. Fleming chokes up on that wood bat, twirls it around. Meyer once again drops down 3/4. And tries to run a fastball away from Fleming, but misses outside. Good late movement in on the hands of Fleming that time. So the last pitch, Meyer had moving away from the right-handed batter. That one just kept boring in on the hands of Fleming. Good job by Fleming to fight that one off and just stay alive in the at-bat. Fleming again with another foul ball back to the screen. So Dom Fleming, the Maple Grove Crimson High School baseball player, no college listed in the program for Fleming, is battling here against a Big East level Division I pitcher. Check swing. They do not even ask for an appeal there. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now as Dominic Fleming, the number 9 hitter in the order for Hamel, is battling hard here against Matt Meyer. 3-2 count. Meyer rides it in again on the hands. This time Fleming does get the barrel out on it and pulls it past the third baseman Hollitz, but foul down that left field line. So we'll do it again at 3-2. So if nothing else, Dominic Fleming really making Matt Meyer work hard to get this third out of this inning, and he does win the battle, does Meyer. But tip of the cap to Dominic Fleming for really making Meyer work hard to get that third out of that inning. And as this game moves along, especially after that long rain delay, that might prove to be beneficial for the Hamel Hawks. But for now, it is a 1-2-3 inning for Meyer and Rochester, and they will head back into their dugout leading it 1-0, and we'll come back to Miesville with more baseball action. It's the State Class B Amateur Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
All right, so Westerman's set to face the onslaught of M's for Rochester. Mahalik, Miners, and Moline, and then McClintock to follow if any of them are able to reach base. It's the leadoff hitter, Mahalik. Fly out to left. Now here's a ground ball to third, scooped up nicely by Bristol, and he fires it across the diamond to Wilson. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom half of inning number 5. And the second of our 4 scheduled M batters, Tate Miners, will step in to face Westemeyer. Neither of these pitchers showing tremendous ill effects of that long layoff. Well, Rochester did scratch out a run. They really never did hit the ball all that hard. McClintock had an infield single, kind of a swinging bunt to third. Drew Block bunted him over to second, and he went to third when Bristol and Gray kind of collided, knocked Gray down. That left third base open for McClintock to take. Then a ground out to third, moved runners up to second and third, and a fly ball out to left field. That was caught in foul territory by Lienhart. Produced the run. Miners chops one foul down the third base line, even the count at 1-1. So even though they put a run on the board, it really was not that all of a hard hit baseball in the entire inning. So Westerman just really kind of the beneficiary of bad luck, not necessarily a beneficiary. Rochester was the beneficiary of some bad luck as Bristol and Gray collided on the bunt by Block. That really allowed McClintock to move up to third and set up the only run of the game so far. Curveball misses outside on 2-2, so now we go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So after Mahalik went down on 1 pitch, Miners has taken the count full and now takes a pitch off the outside corner. So it's a 1-out walk for Tate Miners. And Logan Moline will step in. Left-handed batter. Moline singled in the first and popped out foul to the third baseman, Bristol. Strike on the outside corner. A off-speed pitch there. Westerman has done a nice job of changing speeds here against Rochester, not allowing those batters to get comfortable in that batter's box. Good movement on that pitch as Moline swung right through it. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom half, inning number 5, Rochester is able to scratch out a run in the 4th, lead it 1-0. 2 hitters so far being thrown by the big left-hander, Matt Meyer, as Moline pulls that one foul down the first baseline. We remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Shortstop Punchcan really playing Moline up the middle here. Leaves a big hole on the left side of the infield. And Moline looked like he tried to shoot one that way, but foul tips it to the glove. Hung on to by Gray. It's a strikeout for Westerberg. Third strikeout of the game for Westerberg. Big one there with a runner at first base and 1 out. Now here's Bo McClintock. He got the 1-run inning rally for Rochester going with that swinging bunt single up the third base line. Takes the first pitch high from Westermeyer. Curveball ticks off the end of the glove of Gray. The pitch looked like it might have been close to the strike zone, but with Gray not being able to hang on to it, very difficult for an umpire to rise up and call that one a strike. So 2 balls and no strikes. The wind is still blowing in from right field, not nearly as hard as it was earlier with the approaching weather system, but on the back side of it, still got a little bit of a wisp of wind coming in from right field. As the pitch is in there for a strike to McClintock, so 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a drive deep out into left field, way back out there, and that one is gone. Bo McClintock takes a 2-1 pitch from Sam Westerman and drives it over the left center field fence. A big 2-run home run for the designated hitter, Bo McClintock. 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs in the game now for McClintock. And he has helped tack on a couple of big runs here for Rochester. He got a fastball right down the heart of the plate and made no mistake with it. Drove it out of here to left center. Lienhart and Jacobs both gave chase, but both ran out of room, and watched that one go into the trees out there behind the left center field fence. And a big home run for McClintock. And now a slow roller off the bat of Drew Block. It gets past the third baseman Bristol, which means Punchacon has to play it. And the long throw across the diamond is not going to be in time to get Block. So Block follows up the home run from McClintock with an infield single. So keep the inning going here. Rochester now, after that delay, is starting to get to Sam Westerman a little bit. They lead it now 3-0. Little pop up behind home plate. Giving chase is Gray, but he just can't get there in time as he slides down and runs into that wall. So Braden Gray has had himself a tough day back here behind the plate. He actually got hit in the back by a thrown ball from the catcher Moline of Rochester after he struck out, and then a foul tip off the bat of Mahalik caught him in the right arm. Now chasing a foul ball, he slides right into a cement wall. He does have the knee pads on, but still, you run into a immovable object like a cement wall. I don't care how much padding you got on, that's still going to hurt. And he's being checked on here by a couple of his teammates as he tries to walk it off. I know they say catchers are tough, but my gosh, Braden Gray is certainly being put to the test here. And a catcher, the knees are kind of an important component for a catcher, having to squat down, and especially now with a runner, Drew Block, over there at first base. Always a threat to run, especially with 2 outs in an inning. Turns out to be just a foul ball off the bat of Nick Pearson, but certainly one that will be remembered a little bit more than just a little pop foul behind home plate. Line drive, base hit up the middle. So Pearson turns one around, sends it right back at Westerman up the middle. He was unable to get a glove on it. Drew Block will check in at second base, and it's now runners at first and second with 2 outs. 2 runs already in for Rochester here in the bottom half of the 5th. They lead it 3-0. And Alex Hollitz, the left fielder, will step in. Two away. They'll play behind the base runner Pearson at first. Huge lead out there at second base for Drew Block. They might want to try a little bit of a pickoff play because the shortstop, Punchacon, is behind him there. Keeping an eye on Punchacon is the runner Block, and as Punchacon inched his way over towards second, Block kind of shortened up his lead a little bit, getting some help obviously from his third base coach, but man, he's a good quarter of the way to third base with that lead. And the pitch is in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Gray, even though he's probably still feeling the ill effects of sliding into a cement wall. But you got to do the job. Keep those runners right there by blocking those pitches in the dirt. So it's a 2-1 count now to Hollitz. They look Block back. Fly ball, center field. Jacobs should have no problem tracking this one down. He does. And with the lights on here at Jack Ruhr Field, Jacobs puts that one away. But 2 runs and 2 hits in the inning for Rochester. They've built it up now to a 3-0 lead, and we'll come back to Miesville after this timeout on NSPN.TV.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.tv. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.tv will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, featured stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood, NSPN.tv.
Top of the order here with Jarrett Bristol trying to get to pitcher Matt Meyer any way they can here. Needing base runners, now down 3-0. Really, it's been the 2-run home run that been the highlight today. Swinging bunt out in front of the plate. A little miscommunication between the pitcher Meyer and the catcher Moline. Meyer was going to go for it and pick it up and try to throw out Bristol running down the line, but I think Moline called him off of the ball. So Meyer gave way. By the time Moline picked it up, Bristol was well past first base and has a leadoff infield single. So let's see if Hamel can take advantage the same way that Rochester did. In the bottom of the fourth, they started the inning off with a swinging bunt, and it turned into the first run of the game. Hamel definitely in need of runs and base runners here. The fastball just riding in on Puchacon. All he can do is shoot it down the left side. Puchakar, I should say, not Khan. Fastball just misses outside, so left-handed batters here certainly at a disadvantage against Meyer as that big lefty drops down even below 3/4, and it's got to be hard to pick up that ball. And firing past Puchakar with a fastball is Meyer, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jarrett Bristol is on at first. A swinging bunt single to lead this inning off. Fastball, Puchakar shoots that one over towards a bunch of parked cars. Hopefully nobody's windshield took the worst of that one. But Puchakar is able to stay alive here. Throw over. I'll just check on Bristol. Line drive, and it's caught at shortstop. Throw back to first. Not in time, so Lyons makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch on that line drive off the bat of Puchakar. Came right down and fired it back over to first base to block, trying to double off Bristol, but Bristol was able to apply the brakes. Luckily, found enough dry ground over there to put the brakes on and scamper back to first and not get doubled up. That's probably the hardest hit ball by a Hamel Hawk today. But a nice play by the shortstop Lyons. Snared that one out of the air, alertly threw it back to try to double off Bristol, but Bristol was able to get back. Now ball up high to Sam Westerman, and then a foul ball off to the right. Even the count at 1-1. Sam Westerman owns 2 of the 3 hits in the game. for the Hamel Hawks. Dropping down again is Meyer and catches the outside corner with that fastball. Really changes that release point seemingly just about every pitch. Curveball just low. Good sharp break on that curveball from Meyer. Westermeyer catches a little bit of break there on the 1-2 pitch. Stays alive now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Second for 1, on to first. That's a double play. So Taylor made double play ball off the bat of Westermeyer. Hit it right at Halverson going to second. He tossed it over to Lyons covering second. Lyons' throw was an easy double play back to block. So a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And the leadoff single is stranded. We are through 5.5 innings of play. Rochester leads at 3-0. They'll be up here, bottom half of the 6th inning. 8-9-1. Have that action for you when we return to Miesville.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Such news! It's everything I ever wanted.
The Hawks now catching number 21, Nate Shoemaker.
We just get an announcement that Nate Shoemaker will take over behind the plate for Gray. Gray had himself a tough ball game here. Got hit by a thrown ball, got hit by a pitched ball, and then slid into a cement wall with his knee. Even though he had the shin guards on, he really had to hobble his way back to the dugout. So Shoemaker will go into left field, so I wonder if that means Lienhart won't come into the catcher position. So Nate Shoemaker is in left field, and we'll have to take a look here and see who the catcher is. The left fielder was Lienhart, so I don't think that's going to be him. Maybe that is Gray still back out there catching. The tough catcher. They're not going to pull him out of this game, apparently. So Braden Gray does stay in. It's Shoemaker taking over in left field for Lienhart. So that appears to be the only change. Nate Shoemaker in left field. And Lyons will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Royals. 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Has staked Rochester to a lead of 3 runs. Lions foul zone backing out of play. Gray gave chase and take a look, but unable to get a play on that one. Now a curveball is in the dirt. One and one count. Strike in the outside corner to Lions. Lions grounded out to second and drove in the first run of the game with an RBI sacrifice fly to left field, even though the ball was in foul territory. Lienhart made the catch, and it allowed McClintock to score from third base. Pitch misses off the plate, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lions, a swing and miss. Pops off the end of the glove of Gray, but he comes up with it and fires it down to Wilson at first. So it's a strikeout of Lions. Fourth of the game for Sam Westermeyer. Jake Halverson steps in. Halverson 0 for 2. 7 hits on the board for Rochester. 2 of them by Bo McClintock, 2 for Drew Block, and 2 for Nick Pearson. So really 4, 5, and 6 in the order have done the damage here for Rochester, and most notably Bo McClintock in that number 4 spot. Line drive right at the first baseman, Wilson, and he'll catch that one. That big trapper mitt down there at first, so 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of inning number 6. Turn the order over. And Michael Mahalik steps in 0 for 3 on the game. Is Mahalik, former Illini of the University of Illinois. Takes a strike on the outside corner. So Westermeyer has done a good job against the leadoff hitter for Rochester, keeping Mahalik off the base paths. Misses outside with that one. Westermeyer ready to go. Mahalik had to get something out of his eyes. Now he's ready. Ooh, hanging curveball. That Mahalik swings through. It just seems like Mahalik's timing might be slightly off here as he's flown out to left, popped out to first, and grounded to third. That was a good pitch to hit there. Fly ball straight away center field. Now drifting back a couple of steps is Jacobs, and he puts it away, and it's a very quick 1, 2, 3 bottom half of inning number 6. So Westermeyer does the job there, keeping Rochester right here at just 3 runs and 7 hits. But the big number right now is that 0 in the runs column for Hamel. They've got 3 more shots here, and Matt Meyer, the big lefty, striding back out. And the winner of this one moves on to the quarterfinals. They'll await a date with the winner of our next game, the Coon Rapids Redbirds, and the 4-time defending Class B champions, the Chanhassen Redbirds. That game was slated for a 7 o'clock start here in Miesville. I think we have pretty much blown by the idea of a 7 o'clock start for that one. If we can get that one going by 9 o'clock, I would feel like we are doing quite well. The way these 2 pitchers had been mowing these opposing batters down, it looked like we might be in for a quick one, but then in those middle innings, 4th and the 5th innings, Rochester did wreak a little havoc against Sam Westermeyer. Sent 6 batters to the plate in the 4th, scored 1 run. Sent 7 batters to the plate in the 5th and scored 2 runs. But then Westermeyer settled down and got the Royals 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the sixth, so we'll turn things over here. To Hamel, and it will be Nate Shoemaker who is batting. He is in the spot that was occupied by Gray, so it looked like Dominic Fleming did come in from the outfield to go to the catching position. I think Andrew Leanhart went out to right. And then the new player, Nate Shoemaker, who is at bat with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Takes a pitch down low. So it's Fleming who will be behind the plate. Check swing, right back to the mound. Meyer's going to have to hurry, but he spins and fires a strike. Over to block at first. So on the excuse me swing. It's a 1-3 put out of Nate Shoemaker. So Leanhart is now out in right field. Shoemaker in left, and Fleming behind the plate defensively for Hamel. Chopper down the third base line. Off the bat of Dylan Wilson is foul. So Matt Meyer, as he's done most of the night, getting ahead of these Hamel Hawks. No balls and 1 strike here to Dylan Wilson. Make it no balls and 2 strikes as he catches the outside corner with that fastball running away from the right-handed batting Wilson. Curveball, chopped to third. Spin and not able to make a tough scoop over at first base is block as Hollitz took that second hop moving backwards, spun, made a low throw, but it was kind of an in-between hop. If he'd have thrown that about 2/3 of the way instead of 3/4 of the way, I think Block would have had an easier time trying to scoop that one, or even 90% of the way. It's just that in-between scoop that's very difficult. And Block was unable to come up with it, went off the heel of his glove, stayed in the infield right in front of him. So Wilson was only able to reach first base on the air, charged against the third baseman Hollitz. Now line drive, base hit up the middle by Michael Jacobs. And it's runners at first and second, so nice job of staying with that pitch by Michael Jacobs as Matt Meyer dropped down. Jacobs just kept his head right down on that baseball, drove it up the middle for a base hit, so now runners at first and second with 1 away, so we'll see if that error against the third baseman Hollitz proves to be costly here. Swing and a miss by Tyler Schell. Schell's had a difficult time figuring out Matt Meyer here. 2 at-bats and 2 strikeouts for Schell. Runners at first and second. That pitch misses outside on the curveball. Seven strikeouts for Meyer, 2 of them against Tyler Schell. Swing and a miss. So again, Meyer dropped down. Not quite to submarine level, but definitely below 3/4 on the angle there. A 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch misses just low. Again, a fastball that was running away from the right-handed batter, Tyler Schell. They don't hold the runner on at first, so a good lead over there for Jacobs. Nice lead out at second base as well. Little looper out into center field. It's shallow, but getting there in time is Mahalik and puts it away. So Mahalik, knowing that Shell had struck out a couple of times prior to that, was not playing very deep. That one looked like it might be kind of dangerous to fall in that triangle out there between short, second, and the center fielder, but Mahalik got a great jump on it, charged in, got underneath it, made the routine play. And now Andrew Lienhart steps in, line drive, base hit down the right field line. That's in there. Up with the throw from right field. It's a throw to the plate, and they got him. So the right fielder, Miners, got over, cut it off. Dylan Wilson coming around third. A strike throw from Miners to Moline, and they cut down the would-be first run of the game in Dylan Wilson at the plate. 9-2 will be the putout on Wilson. So a great play out there as that ball was down the right field line, so it was a long run for Myers, but fortunately for Myers, that means that his momentum was coming towards home plate, and he uncorked an excellent throw to the catcher Moline, who just turned around, set the glove down, and the base runner Wilson slid right into the tag. The home plate umpire made sure that the catcher Moline held on to that baseball, and when Moline presented that ball to him in his glove, he rose up and gave the out call to end the threat for Hamel. So unfortunately for the Hawks, when the Rochester Royals needed a play out of their right fielder, they got it in a big way as he fired an absolute strike to the plate to the catcher Moline. And Moline did a nice job of hanging on to the baseball, applying the tag. And they run into the third out of the inning at home plate. Do the Hamel Hawks. So mark that one down. Big play out of the outfield for Rochester. Keeps this at a 3-run game at 3-0. But just when it looked like they might put a chink in the armor of Matt Meyer, it is the right fielder, Tate Miners, who says not so fast and guns down the base runner, Dylan Wilson, trying to score from second on that single off the bat of Andrew Lienhart. And that did it for Hamel in the top half of the 7th inning. It was stretch time here at the ballpark. Everyone got a good stretch of the legs, and now we'll sit back and enjoy the rest of this one. And Tate Miners, who just came up with that excellent play in right field, gunning down Wilson, trying to score, leads off the inning. Swings and fouls the first one back, and then swings through a slow breaking ball from Westemeyer. So it'll be Westemeyer's job to try to keep this one right here at just a 3-run ball game. Hamel came up with 2 hits in that inning. First time in the game that they've been able to string together a couple hits in the same inning, but unfortunately for the Hawks, a great defensive play by Miners did not allow it to turn into any runs. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Fouled off, backing out of play. Right to a waiting fan who will bring it to the concession stand and get his, as they announce here, cash reward. Miners line drive, base hit into left field. It's cut off out there by Shoemaker, so a good play by Shoemaker to backhand that one and keep it from getting all the way to the wall and holding Miners to a single. That one looked like it might get underneath the glove of Shoemaker and to the wall and be extra bases for Tate Miners, but Shoemaker was able to gather it in, turn and throw. Now an off-speed offering from Westermeyer is in there for a strike to Logan Moline. Moline has one of the 8 hits in the game for the Royals. Off-speed pitch, tries to stay back on it, pops it straight back, and having a difficult time finding it in this sky as the lights are on and the sun is set, so maybe a very difficult time to try to pick something up. Plus, I also don't think that Fleming is a regular catcher behind home plate for Hamel, as Gray had to come out of the ballgame after being dinged more than one time in this one. So Logan Moline will take the break and stay in the at-bat here. It's no balls and 2 strikes, but certainly that easily could have turned into an out. That pop-up behind home plate. Now Moline fouls that one back and out of play. Stays alive, so Westermeyer got Moline to chase something well up and out of the zone, but Moline was able to get a piece of it and stay alive. Curveball gets away from Fleming, and a good read by Miners. He's going to be able to get to second base. So while it didn't get very far away from home plate, Tate Miners with an excellent read moves up to second base. That's going to get credited as a wild pitch against Westermeyer. Jam shot here, again, back and out of play. So Logan Moline is staying alive here. Now he's got really a job to do, especially with 2 strikes. Try to pull that baseball and get Tate Miners over to third base. Bo McClintock, really the hitting star of the game for Rochester, is on deck. And a very productive out here for Logan Moline. It's going to go down in the books as just a simple 4-3, but fundamentally that is an excellent baseball play by Moline. He got an outside pitch and he just rolled it over to second base in order to get Tate Miners over to third for Bo McClintock. McClintock already has 2 RBIs in the game, scored 2 runs. The infield is in here. They do have to try to cut off this run, do the Hamel Hawks. McClintock, line drive, base hit into left field, a diving attempt by Shoemaker. It gets past him, going to roll out towards the wall, and McClintock is going to check in at second base with a double. So add another hit and another RBI into the batting column of the designated hitter, Bo McClintock. 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBIs in the game for McClintock. Certainly the offensive hitting star for the Rochester Royals in this one. And they add another run to the column. It's 4-0 here in the bottom half of inning number 7. And still with just 1 away, Bo McClintock out at second base. Shoemaker made a nice diving attempt to try to get that ball, but it just ticked off the end of his glove. Trickled away enough to allow McClintock have no problem claiming second base, and easily coming in to score from third was Miners with the 4th run of the game and the 3rd RBI for Bo McClintock. As Drew Block, 2 hits in the game as well, takes a ball, so it's even a count now, 1-1, swing and a miss by Block. So once again, Westermeyer doing a good job of changing speeds here. Went a little off speed there, got block off balance and swung through that pitch. Curveball, tries to shoot it towards the hole. It's short. Ricochets off the glove of the shortstop, Puchikar. He has no play. I was just about to mention that Puchikar was really trying to hold McClintock close to the bag at second, and it looked as though Block just tried to hit a ground ball into that hole at shortstop. Tough play for Puchikar to try to come up with it. They are going to charge Puchikar with an error on the play, but having to move hard to his right would have been a difficult play. Now Sam Horn is going to run for Drew Block at first base. They'll pop up here behind home plate. Fleming is going to be able to handle this one off the bat of Nick Pearson. On the first pitch, a little pop up behind home plate. Much easier play for Fleming on that one. And he made the play. They announced the pinch runner as Sam Horn, but I've got it as Sam Warren in the program, so we'll go with that. Sam Warren is the pinch runner. Now with 2 away. 1 run in. Runners at first and second. And Alex Hollitz at the plate. Takes a ball. Next offering is high, so 2 balls and no strikes. Hollitz 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. Back in the 4th. Swings and fouls that one. Back and out of play again to our left. And wearing out that spot over there are these left-handed batters. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Really for Hamel, important to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs. They now trail it by 4, and there's a off-speed pitch that catches the outside corner. Two balls and 2 strikes. With 2 away. Rolls this one over towards first on the second hop. It's played by Wilson. He'll take it himself, and that'll take care of Rochester in the 7th. They do pick up a run.
For the Royals here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error.
And they extend the lead out to 4-0. We'll head to the top of the 8th and back with that action here for you from Miesville on NSPN.TV after this timeout.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
The Hawks here in the top half of the 8th inning. Pinch hitting number 4, Jackson Sunt.
So Jackson Sunt is announced as the pinch hitter for Dominic Fleming here in the top half of inning number 8. Sunt, the left-hander from Elk River High School. An Elk. Interesting strategy to put a left-hander up against this very dominant left-handed pitcher for the Royals, yeah. Sunt takes a called strike and then flails at the next offering. So behind here, no balls and 2 strikes. Very difficult to come off the bench cold here and face a left-hander. The quality of Matt Meyer. Meyer just misses off the outside corner with that offering. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the pinch hitter, Jackson Sunt. Elk River Elk product. And a little chopper, going to be a tough play. It's cut off nicely there. Really the only person who could make that play and get the out was the third baseman, Hollitz. And he came over and made the play. Fired it over to Block. And it'll turn it over to the top of the order here, and Jarrett Bristol. But the Hamel Hawks running out of outs here. 1 away, top half of inning number 8. Rides away from Bristol. He thought about it, but did not offer at that one. So 1 ball, no strikes. Dropping down and firing right one down Broadway is Meyer. So it looks like Bristol is going to be on the take here until he got a strike. You see a left-hander warming down in the pen. Rolls one over. Picked up at third base and sliding underneath the attempted tag. So Hollitz went down, got up and threw kind of a lollipop throw over to Block at first. Good alert play by Jared Bristol to slide underneath the tag of the first baseman Block. And the first base umpire right on it. So there'll be a throwing error charged against Hollitz. So really, I would say the only chink in the armor here for Rochester in this one tonight is the 3 errors in the error column. Otherwise, they've certainly dominated this game. 4 runs, 9 hits, but 3 errors has opened the door here for Hamel. Pitch riding back in. It looks like the catcher and the pitcher got crossed up there. Meyer patted himself on the chest to say, that's on me. I either missed that signal from you or threw a different pitch than what you called for. So catcher Moline will run out and they'll talk things over. I don't think that Moline's going to have too much negative to say to his pitcher, Matt Meyer, who right now is toiling a 5-hit shutout, but I'm sure he just kindly and politely asked, please don't do that again. That can hurt. With somebody who can throw the ball like you can, and I don't know what's coming. Oh, hard one right back over the head of the fans sitting just down that third baseline. It ricocheted off a building over there and was put right back into play, but Jack Punchakar really shot that one foul. There's a ground ball to third. On to second for 1. To first, an inning-ending double play. The second time that they have ended an inning with a double play. This one around the horn. 5, 4, 3 is the double play to get Punchakar. Hollitz to Halverson on the turn to Block, and they are out of the top half of the 8th inning. The error against Hollitz does not come back to hurt the Royals, and we will head to the bottom half of inning number 8 with the Royals holding on to a 4-0 lead. They're looking to work their way into the quarterfinals of this Class B tournament. They will await the winner of our next game. The Battle of the Redbirds, the Chanhassen Redbirds and the Coon Rapids Redbirds. Right now, certainly looks like it's the Rochester Royals who are in position to move on to that round of 8. Looks like we're going to have a fresh pitcher here, Zachary Olson. Another Elk River Elk. Pitches up at Bemidji State. So he'll replace Sam Westermeyer, who absolutely battled in this game against the Rochester Royals. He really did a nice job of keeping these Royals off balance, but really it was Bo McClintock who has been the difference offensively in this one. 3 hits for McClintock. We would have to get 7 batters in to give McClintock an opportunity to hit for the cycle, because right now McClintock has a single, a double, and a home run, scored 3 runs, driven in 3 runs. Really the only thing missing that would put the cherry on top of the cake for McClintock would have one more chance and try to somehow get a triple here out of this field. And as tight as the confines in here, I don't think that this field gives up a whole lot of triples. But it's worth talking about here in the bottom half of the 8th inning of game number 3 of 4 here from Miesville. Dan Lyons will lead it off. Lyons has the other RBI in the game for Rochester as he drove in McClintock with a sacrifice fly RBI in the 4th. The other 3 RBIs belong to Bo McClintock. So 0 for 2 for Lyons on the game with that sacrifice fly RBI. One ball, 1 strike now count to Lyons. The left-hander, Zachary Olson, on in relief here. Fly ball, left center field. Tracking back is Jacobs. Gets to the wall and just at the edge of the warning track reaches up and makes the catch. So it looked like he was battling the lights a little bit there as he chased that one down. Lyons gave it a good ride out there into left center field, but hit it too high. And it allowed the center fielder, Jacobs, to get underneath it. And we're going to see a pinch hitter here for Halverson. Looks like it's going to be number 29, Matt Cano, out of Austin, Minnesota, and St. Cloud State University. Cano will get a pinch hitting opportunity here in the 8th. Halverson will leave the game 0 for 3, a strikeout, fly out to left, and a line out to the first baseman. So ball 1, second consecutive inning that we've seen a manager choose to go lefty-lefty in a pinch hitting situation, but really probably potentially the last at-bat for Rochester. So if you want to get Cano an at-bat here, you don't really have any choice to match up lefty-righty. And hooking that one foul down the right field line is Matt Cano. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away here, bottom half of inning number 8. This one's been all about Matt Meyer on the mound and Bo McClintock at the plate for Rochester. A 5-hit shutout so far for Meyer through 8. And 3 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs for McClintock. Really co-players of the game right now, if you ask me, but we'll see. Certainly 3 more outs to get. Curveball swung on and missed. It bounces off the end of the glove of the catcher, but he quickly retrieves it and fires it down to Wilson, covering at first. So the pinch hitter Cano is down on strikes. And Mahalik will step in. Really kind of the one bright spot for the pitcher, Westermeyer. For Hamel is how effectively he has held Mahalik down at that number 1 spot in the order, because in the 2 spot, Tate Miners has been on base 3 times. Logan Moline has a base hit in the 3 spot, and then 4, 5, and 6. McClintock, Block, and Pearson with 7 hits between those 3 spots in the batting order. Check swing by Mahalik, and now a hard ground ball down the third base line, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Against Mahalik here, the left-hander. Zachary Olson out of the pen for Hamel, looking to get 1 more out here. Bounces that one in. Two balls and 2 strikes. Another one bounces in, so we go full here. Payoff pitch. Swung on, chop foul. Staying alive is Mahalik. Olson will get a dry ball. Try to finish off this at-bat against Michael Mahalik. And he misses high, so Mahalik is on base with a 2-out walk.
Now batting to right fielder Tate Miners.
Tate Miners will step in. Miners grounded out to short in his first at-bat, reached base on an error charged against the shortstop Puchikar. Walked in the 3rd, scored on the home run off the bat of McClintock, and then singled and scored in the 7th, so 2 runs in the game for Tate Miners as he lifts one foul back and out of play to the right. Olson from the stretch. Taken off for second is Mahalik. He got a running start. I don't know if Olson is looking in at home plate. Don't know if he's trying to talk to the catcher, Fleming, or if he was talking to the umpire. Ground ball, base hit into left field. We'll watch Mahalik. He's around 3rd. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's in plenty of time. The tag is applied, and they gun down Mahalik trying to score. So a base hit by Miners out into left field. But the left fielder, Shoemaker, with an absolute strike throw to home, cuts down Mahalik. And really very important, because at this point you can still say there is life for Hamel. You're still potentially within 1 swing of the bat of tying this ball game up. You load the bases, and a grand slam home run would tie it up. So allowing that 5th run to score would have taken that out of the equation. So great play by the left fielder, Nate Shoemaker. An absolute strike throw to Fleming at the plate. Fleming applied the tag as Mahalik tried to score on a head-first slide. Even though there was activity down in that Rochester bullpen, it looks like it's going to be the big left-hander, Matt Meyer, who's going to try to close this one out all by himself. Try to finish off a complete game, and if he can hang another 0 on the board, it would be a complete game shutout. 4 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, however, charged to Rochester. No runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Both teams have been able to cut down a runner at the plate trying to score from second base on a 2-out single. So while there may have been a little bit of sloppy defense with 5 errors in the game, there also have been some very excellent defensive plays made in this one, the latest one by the left fielder for the left fielder Nate Shoemaker as he gunned down Mahalik trying to score. Leading off, Sam Westermeyer. Westermeyer has 2 of the 5 hits in the game for Hamel. Fouls one off and then takes a ball. So even it up 1-1. Fouled off to the right and out of play again. Certainly unofficially, but seems like there have been a lot of foul balls in this game. Neither team really being able to square up the pitchers. Another chopper foul here by Westermeyer. But Meyer with really good late movement on his pitches. Certainly not a surprise that Hamel has sprayed a lot of balls foul against the big lefty. All sorts of different motions, different arm angles. Drops down there, tries to catch the outside corner, but misses. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball, right center field. Tracking is the center fielder, Mahalik, and he runs it down and gets there in time. That ball was kind of slicing more towards the right fielder, but what an excellent job by the center fielder, Mike Mahalik. That's his ball. Any ball that a center fielder can get to. He's the captain of that outfield, so he needs to call off either that left fielder or the right fielder, and in this case he called off the right fielder Miners and made the catch in right center field for out number 1. And that'll bring up the left fielder Shoemaker, who had that nice throw to the plate to cut down Mahalik, trying to score from second. Takes a strike and then right back comes Myers. Catches the letters with that fastball. And called strike 3. Shoemaker just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball on the outside corner.
Now batting the first baseman, Dylan Wilson.
8 strikeouts now in the game for Meyer, and Hamel is down to their last out here. And Dylan Wilson, he swings and misses at the first offering from Meyer. Wilson 0 for 3, been on base twice. Swing and a miss, so down to their last strike are the Hamel Hawks. And Pat Meyer looking to close out a 5-hit shutout. 8 strikeouts in the game. I mean, maybe to try to close this one out in style with strikeout number 9. He got that one in on the hands of Wilson, but Wilson was able to fight it off and foul it back and out of play. stays alive at 0-2. Now pulls one well foul down the left field line as that breaking ball was coming down and in on Wilson. But he got that barrel of the bat out and just pulled it foul down the left field line. Stays alive here at no balls and 2 strikes, but Hamel down to their last strike. And a swing and a miss and a pat of the glove by the pitcher, Matt Meyer. It's a 5-hit, 9-strikeout shutout. 1-2-3 inning to close it out in the 9th. And on the back of the left arm of Matt Meyer and the bat of the designated hitter, Bo McClintock. 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBIs for McClintock. And the Rochester Royals punched their ticket to the quarterfinals of this Class B state tournament. They await the winner of the Coon Rapids Redbirds and the 4-time defending state champion Chanhassen Redbirds. But they know that they'll be playing again next weekend. We don't know the date, the site. We do know the date. It'll be next Saturday at 11 a.m., and they'll announce the location of that here once these games are complete. But it is a complete game shutout for Meyer, and we're going to have a word with him. Let's hear what he has to say as the player of the game.
Electronics to Matt Meyer of the Rochester Royals. Matt, you pitched a complete game, no runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, plus you had 5 hits. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. It's a great team we just played. They're tough out. Glad we got the job done. Our offense came through. Defense played great, so can't ask for much more.
Well, congratulations and good luck the rest of the tournament.
Appreciate it.
So that's a word from your player of the game, Matt Meyer. Certainly, if he's wearing the C, you got to give an A to his teammate, Bo McClintock, as the offensive star of the game. But hard to argue when you throw a 5-hit, 9-strikeout shutout in a state tournament game. Pretty tough to not name him the player of the game. So 3 out of 4 in the books. 1 more to go. It's the battle of the Redbirds. As soon as we get this field prepared and ready to go, we will have first pitch for you. Every pitch of every game in this state tournament is here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. We'll be privileged to bring you the next one here from Miesville. But for game number 3, after 2 rain delays, it was the Rochester Royals coming through with a 4-0 victory over the Hamel Hawks, sending Hamel home, completing their season. And the Royals will await the winner of our next game in the quarterfinals of this Class B state tournament. So for our cameraman, Kid Callis, this has been Ron Osterman calling from Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. Bid you a very good evening, and we'll talk to you next time here on NSPN.TV.
Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.